Where do you think you're going to put a tree that big?
Bend over and I'll show you.
You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold.
I wasn't talking to you.
Margo gasped in horror. The chainsaw revs up. The tree is up in the rear of the room. Clark had trimmed both the top and the bottom to fit. It's still wrapped in twine. The family is standing before the tree.
Clark, is there enough room for the star?
Clark looks up at the top of the tree.
Oh, sure, honey. I have a little more trimming to do, but it won't be a problem.
Clark steps to the tree and takes the length of twine.
I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree.
He yanks on the twine, the branches release and unfolds in the room. Unwrapped, the tree's enormous branches extend deep into the room. A branch crashes through the window. Another branch crashes through the window. A third of the living room's square footage is dominated by an unfurled tree. The Griswolds stand waist deep in pine boughs. The tree is the same diameter at the top of the bottom. It's a pine cylinder, 8 feet in diameter. Clark looks at Helen and Audrey and Rusty, says nothing. They say nothing. The lights are on. We can see a glow of the fire in the living room fireplace. In the living room, it's pleasant. It's calm. Nearly perfect holiday picture. Clark's wearing a cashmere V-neck. He's untangling a strand of lights. Audrey, Rusty, and Helen are sitting with bowls of popcorn and cranberries in their laps. Clark has trimmed the Christmas tree branches and denowed the top 12 inches to accommodate the star. He's fishing out lights in the cardboard box.
Can't get my needle through the cranberries.
Popcorn falls apart when I pull the string through it.
Clark, the old-fashioned ornaments aren't working out too well.
That's all part of the fun, honey. You know, kids, years ago, people couldn't go out and buy their own ornaments. They had to make them from things around the old prairie homestead. Colored balls of mud, wood shavings, bits of yarn and string, ox horns, donkey tails, prairie dog whiskers. I'll get the lights up and then I'll give you a hand.
Clark begins to string the lights, starting at the bottom. Clark moves slowly around the tree, stringing the lights as he goes. He reaches into the bowl of popcorn.
Dad, this tradition stuff is pretty cool so far, but I think it might lose its charm if it extends into our gifts. I mean, you're not planning on making our own presents, are you?
Clark considers the question for a moment.
Sounds like fun. But no.
Clark disappears behind the tree now.
Before we know it, you kids will all be grown up and...
Clark, what are you doing behind the tree?
Putting up the lights.
Nobody looks behind the tree, Dad.
If you just do the front, the tree isn't balanced. Believe me, if I didn't put lights back here, you'd notice a difference. Ouch!
Watch your eyes, Daddy.
The tree shivers and shakes as Clark works his way around behind it.
I hope you're not getting sap all over your sweater.
Clark,
hold on. Hold on. I just swallowed a cocoon. Okay. Ooh, all better. Have you ever tasted cocoon? It's a little like cashews, but not so salty.
Clark emerges from behind the tree. He's covered head to toe in sap and pine needles.
What'd you say, honey?
Clark and Helen are cleaning Clark's sweater. He's working on one sleeve. She's working on the other. She's picking out individual needles. Clark's herding them off down the cuff.
Did I tell you that I talked to my mother?
Yeah, and it's a shame they can't come for Christmas. I was so looking forward to seeing them.
I talked to her today. They changed their mind. My dad couldn't get a good enough deal on the condo in Florida, so they're coming.
Damn. Darn. Great.
Let's not forget whose idea it was to have the fun old-fashioned family Christmas here.
Am I complaining?
No, but I think you're forgetting how difficult it's going to be with all these people at our house.
They're family, Ellen, not strangers off the street.
They're family and they don't get along.
They get along.
All they do is argue who sleeps in what room, Who do the children love more? Clark, it's endless.
Christmas is about resolving differences and seeing through the petty problems of family life.
Yeah. And it's about my mother accusing your mother of buying cheap hot dogs and your mother accusing my mother of waxing her upper lip, and they stopped speaking for 3 years.
Your mother waxes her upper lip?
She has for years.
It sure doesn't show.
Do you really want to listen to my father and your father go at it over who suffered the most during the war?
It's all part of it, Ellen. You take the good with the bad.
The damage is done. They're all coming. But just be aware that it's not going to be all sweetness and light, especially since my dad had his back operation. He's extremely touchy about it.
No problem. Nothing's going to spoil this Christmas. Not even your dad.
What?
Not even your dad.
Clark and Ellen are in bed now.
How about a little home shopping?
Clark, it's so late.
Can I just run through your catalog?
Okay, I can go through yours first.
It opens and the bedroom door, and Audrey peeks in.
Ooh, what a big catalog this year.
All the better to serve you with.
Clark and Ellen are under the covers.
What's this?
You're in the sporting goods section.
Oh, sick! What are you guys doing?
Ellen, your hand!
Close up on a Christmas calendar of all sorts of conceals each day behind the paper door. Each day of the month of December, one low door opens to reveal the date and the symbol of the season. Clark's finger opens the first one and exposes December 15th, a tiny illustration of a partridge in a pear tree. Clark draws his hand away. The paper door sticks to his finger and tears off. In a coffee station in the building, Clark and his coworker Bill Burt are standing at the coffee station, sipping coffee and chatting. You'll be looking to get a nice big fat bonus at this year, huh? From what I hear, you have an excellent shot of being named Food Additive Designer of the Year.
Nah.
No, I'm not kidding. What's the new thing that you handed over at Food and Drug?
Non-nutritive cereal varnish crunch enhancer. It seals the cereal to prevent the milk from penetrating it.
It's a beauty, but the big question is, what are you going to do with that big fat bonus check? Blow it all on yourself, I hope.
Me? Heck no. Take a look at this.
He removes a colored brochure from inside the jacket, an ecstatic all family frolicking in the deluxe in-ground swimming pool and spa. He peruses the brochure, sufficiently impressed. You're putting in a pool.
It's my Christmas present for Ellen and the kids. I'm going to turn the old homestead into our own private summer resort.
Boy, what's it going to set you back?
Can't put a price on happiness, Bill. Plenty. But with the bonus check coming, it's covered. I went ahead and put a $7,500 deposit down, so they'll start work as soon as the ground thaws. With the heater, we can be in that thing by May.
I guess you're the last true family man. Me, Christmas is a big pain in the ass. I get a sore face when smiling for 5 days at people I hate. I had the perfect holiday last year. Piled the kids in the car, drove by my sister's house, blew the horn, and threw the gifts out the lawn.
You're a sentimental guy, huh?
What's Christmas anyway but economic high colic? Marching wingtips around the corner, camera rises to Frank W. Shirley at the point and two young men off the shoulder a few steps back. Shirley is a stern, strong-faced man in a middle age. His minions are young, clean-cut MBAs. They march in military precision and serious mode. The men stop suddenly.
Cleb?
Clark.
Clark, nice to see you. Get back to work.
That's Bill, sir. My name's Clark.
Who asked?
Pardon me.
Are you the one working on that non-nutritive cereal varnish?
Yes, sir.
I'm giving a speech to a trade group. I'd like to mention it. Write me up a brief summary and have it to me by the end of the day.
My pleasure.
Layman's terms, none of that inside bullshit jargon that nobody understands.
Yes, sir. Mr. Shirley, we got your Christmas card the other day. My family and I are flattered that you remembered us.
Corporate cards.
Oh. Don't forget that report, Bill.
I won't, sir.
They exit. Clark sets off his coffee. He feels foolish.
He may not be the warmest guy in the world, but at least he's fair and he signs the checks.
Mark, do you know the what Clark says as all of them start going?
I don't know. Remember the individual like interjections.
Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass.
Kiss my ass. Kiss his. Yeah.
Happy
Hanukkah.
Happy holidays. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Okay. Department store. Lingerie department. Clark is peering into a display. He looks up and freezes. POV. Cleavage. Move up to a beautiful young woman.
Can I show you something?
Oh.
For your wife? Girlfriend?
I guess it wouldn't be the Christmas season, shopping season, if the stores were any less hotter than they are. It's warm in here, isn't it?
You have your coat on.
Do I? Sure I do. How did that happen?
Because it's cold out?
Could be.
So, were you looking at something?
You know, I couldn't help it.
Excuse me?
Gesundheit.
Do you want me to take anything out for you?
I was just looking for something for my mother, her wife. And obviously she doesn't wear underwear, and there's plenty of shopping days left until adulthood, which is to say Christmas, Yuletide, Yule, as in Yule log, not a log. I didn't mean a log. I don't have a log. I mean, I do, but not in the sense that you'd think I said, which I said, but not meaning what I said when I said it. In other words, I'm late and you've been very helpful and busty, and I've enjoyed talking about my log, and boy, 'tis this ever the season to be huge. Mary.
What's my name?
Huh?
Mary.
Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
We're moving through the crowd, package in his arms, looking for Clark. Through the crowd, he sees Clark at the lingerie counter. Clark is laughing and enjoying himself. Mary is showing him a minuscule pair of panties. Rusty approaches the counter with Clark.
These are cut high on the hip. I'm wearing something similar. Can't you see the line?
Oh, yeah. Can you see the line, Russ?
Oh, yeah, Dad.
Clark registers. He's addressing Rusty. His eyes bulge. He snaps ahead and around to Rusty. Looking at Rusty in complete horror.
Ew!
Clark and Rusty walk through the store loaded with laundry boxes. Clark's in nervous sweat as he tries to explain himself to Rusty.
Boy, did I get a lot of shopping done. And that funny looking gal back there was so helpful.
Funny looking?
That wasn't fair of me. Unusual looking. So tall and skinny and top heavy. The wide hips, the narrow waist, the real big eyes and lips, and if her cheekbones were any higher, gee whiz, she'd have to open her mouth to put in her contacts. But she was nice, and she knew her underpants, and that's all that's important.
Dad, she was cover girl material.
Yeah, for like a medical journal. Sure. Gee, I hope I remember where I parked the old truckster.
Dad?
Keep moving, Russ.
But Dad?
They walk through the laundry department. She waves at him, a nervous smile. He turns back and walks through the door. As it closes, we read a sign, ladies. My God. Rusty and Clark walk out. Their hair are a mess. Both